The transfer market has always thrived on drama, but this season's storylines feel like they've been ripped straight out of a football soap opera. Every headline seems to dangle the future of a superstar, every rumor a fresh twist in the never-ending spectacle. And nowhere is that drama more explosive than at the Santiago Bernabéu. The whispers are no longer whispers. Florentino Pérez has made his call. Vinícius Júnior, the dazzling Brazilian who for years embodied Madrid's future, has now been pushed to the exit door. According to reports, he's been transfer listed, with Saudi Arabia waiting on the other side offering a life-changing deal. For a player once touted as untouchable, the reasons behind this sudden shift will shock many, but inside the club it all boils down to money, ego, and the arrival of Kylian Mbappé. During renewal talks, Vinícius demanded to be the highest-paid player in the squad, but he didn't stop there. He wanted the exact signing bonus handed to Mbappé, the one that lit up the European press. To him, it wasn't just a bonus, it was proof of status. He wanted parity with a player widely viewed as the club's new franchise cornerstone. To Pérez, though, this wasn't just bold, it was dangerous. Paying one superstar extra is manageable, but setting off a wage war inside Madrid's dressing room is a recipe for chaos. Vinícius's demands landed like a bombshell, further inflaming an atmosphere already tense with the Frenchman's arrival. The result? Pérez has calculated that it's easier to cut Vinícius loose now, rather than constantly wage battles with his ego, and timing matters. His market value has already dropped by 30 million over the last season, from 200 million to 170 million. Still a fortune, yes, but that decline is a warning sign. Wait too long, and Madrid risks losing even more. The strategy now is clear. Cash in while the market is still hot and redirect the money into a striker who fits the next phase of the club's rebuild. That target is no mystery. Erling Haaland's name is circling everywhere. The Norwegian may be smashing records at Manchester City, but word is his motivation has dipped. Barcelona can't dream of affording him in their current financial wreckage. Real Madrid, on the other hand, has the muscle and the hunger. On paper, the fit is almost unfair. Mbappé on the left, Haaland up top. The kind of 1-2 punch that would terrify Europe for years. The theory spreading in Spain is that Pérez planned this long before Mbappé ever signed. Vinícius's position on the left made him expendable, and Mbappé's arrival only sealed the inevitable. Talent has never been Vinícius's issue. His feet can electrify games, his pace and skill can decide finals, but the baggage is heavy. The confrontations with rivals, the spats with referees, the constant controversies with fans, all of it turns him into a volatile asset. And Pérez is tired of volatility. Real Madrid don't want another season defined by drama off the pitch. They want stability, they want control, and they want a front line built for dominance, not distraction. And yet, as Madrid prepares to cut ties with one of its brightest stars, another story unfolds in Barcelona that nearly never was. Lamine Yamal, now hailed as the crown jewel of La Masia and a future Ballon d'Or contender, came dangerously close to slipping away. Back in 2022, Bayern Munich sent a delegation to Spain, officially to scout Gavi. But their eyes quickly locked onto a boy younger than 16, a prodigy who had not even played for Barca's first team. His name? Lamine Yamal. De Christian Falk reports that Bayern were so impressed they arranged to meet his agent, Ivan de la Peña, with the idea of signing him before Barca fully realized what they had. But just before that meeting, Yamal switched representation to Jorge Mendes. Overnight, his value shot up to $5 million, even without a first-team debut. Bayern hesitated, weighing risks and costs. They backed off. Months later, in April 2023, Yamal debuted for Barcelona, and the rest is history. A contract until 2031, a central role in Flick's system, and already decisive performances for club and country. Had Bayern acted differently, Yamal might have been wearing the red of Munich today instead of the Blaugrana stripes. Football's margins are razor thin, and this was a sliding doors moment of the highest order. But while Madrid and Barca wrestle with superstars and prodigies, Liverpool's gaze is fixed on the future. Michael Olise has stormed into Bayern's first team and set the Bundesliga ablaze with 20 goals and 22 assists in a single season. He's young, fearless, creative, and increasingly viewed as the heir to Mohamed Salah. With Saudi Arabia circling and Salah edging closer to his twilight years, Liverpool's planning is ruthless. Better to sell a legend while he's still on top than risk losing him for nothing. Caught offside reports that Liverpool are ready to go all in on Olise, with figures around 87 million being floated. Bayern want to keep him, but rumors of a Premier League release clause have fueled English hope. Liverpool's approach is famously quiet, surgical. No grandstanding, no bidding wars. They identify, they move, they close. For Olise, the allure is obvious. A return to England, the chance to be Salah's direct successor, the opportunity to lead Liverpool's next great attack. City may have sniffed around, but Anfield's project is clear, and for a player of his ambition, it makes perfect sense. The only question is whether he can handle the crushing expectation of replacing a legend. Elsewhere in Europe, another battle is taking shape. Dayot Upamecano, Bayern's defensive rock, could be on his way out on a free transfer in 2026. Talks over an extension have hit a wall, with the Frenchman demanding a raise on his $16 million a year salary. Bayern are reluctant, and so a race begins. Real Madrid, PSG, and Manchester United are circling. For Madrid, Upamecano fits into a long-term strategy. With Alaba and Rudiger aging, the Frenchman would be a perfect replacement. Florentino Pérez has already tasked Juni Calafat with making the case. PSG, meanwhile, love nothing more than signing top French talent. And United, desperate to rebuild under Ruben Amorim, see him as an upgrade on their existing backline. In this contest, Madrid may have the edge. Their reputation for free transfers is unmatched. But PSG and United's financial firepower could flip the script. For Bayern, the choice is simple. Pay up or lose him for nothing. And then, there's the saga that might be the most surreal of them all. Jurgen Klopp's supposed comeback. Not in England, not in Germany, but in Lisbon, at Benfica. At least that's the promise being thrown around in Portugal's election circus. Cristóvão Carvalho, a candidate for club president, has vowed to sack Bruno Lage and bring in Klopp if he wins. To make it sound credible, he dug up an old quote where Klopp once praised Benfica as a great club he'd like to coach one day. But reality bites. Klopp hasn't coached since leaving Liverpool and is currently tied to Red Bull's global football project until 2029. He has openly admitted he might never coach again, citing burnout. The logistics of pulling him to Lisbon are absurd. This isn't strategy, it's populism. A bedtime story for voters, and yet, for a club mired in politics, it's the kind of fantasy that captures imaginations, even if the chances are practically zero. So here we are, staring at a footballing landscape defined by chaos and ambition. Vinícius' future hangs in the balance as Madrid eyes Haaland. Yamal stands as a symbol of fate's twists, nearly lost but now untouchable. Liverpool quietly prepare for life after Salah, Olise their chosen heir. Upamecano's contract stalemate threatens to spark a continental bidding war. And somewhere in Lisbon, fans are being promised Klopp like a dream too good to be true. It's the perfect snapshot of modern football. Money, ego, ambition, and illusion, all colliding at once. The only certainty is that the next twist is already being written. Do you think Real Madrid are right to cash in on Vinícius now and go all in on Haaland? Will Olise truly be the man to replace Salah at Liverpool, or is that crown too heavy for anyone to wear? And what about Klopp? Could you ever see him in Lisbon, or is it pure fantasy? Let me know your thoughts below.